Good morning, great Americans. It's another great American video. Um, God, ever since I thought the madness and the insanity and the hate of the left was peaking nearing the end of the election. The madness and the insanity and the hate and the stupidity and ignorance of the Democrats and the left is actually coming out more and more now after Trump was elected. What is it going to, listen, this ties in with my last video about the wolves among the sheep and the spiritual warfare. What is it going to take to wake people up to the corruption and the evil of the Democrat Party? I mean, look at all the stuff that is coming out and then look at the reaction to it. Well, I mean, I want you to think about something. Just in a matter of days, here's two examples of money spending that Trump stopped just right off the top. He hasn't even really started digging yet and doing any sort of analysis or audit yet. That hasn't really started. But these are just a few things off the top. Almost $50 million for condoms to go to Gaza. What? Why is my taxpayer dollars going to that? And I might add that you know what they do when they get the condoms is they use them to make bombs. Now, I don't know how. I'm not quite sure how that works, but that was also reported in the Israeli newspapers too, as well as American. So these are your tax dollars. And remember now, we are a country that is trillions of dollars in debt. We are in debt. We have put our great-great-great-grandchildren in debt up to their eyeballs, and the Democrats are spending millions for condoms in Gaza. That's one. Here's the other one. Apparently, Trump just stopped. It was either 37 or 47 million dollars for diversity training in Burma. Burma. Do you know what? Google Burma and look where Burma is, and then see what kind of country Burma is. My tax dollars for diversity training in Burma. What the fuck? Now remember, these are just two little tidbits floating at the top that are low-hanging fruit, easy to grab real quick. I remember, what was that guy's name? The old Senate majority leader for the Democrats. I remember when he wanted to spend millions of dollars. Now get this. He wanted to spend millions of tax dollar money for cowboy dancing to be taught at some sort of community center or some sort of organization in the state where he was from Nevada. And millions of taxpayer dollars for cowboy dancing training. These Democrats they just take, you talk about disrespect for your hard work pays these taxes. And they just throw the money away, and then they say they need to raise more taxes. Oh, but the wall is too much money. Deporting illegal aliens is too much money. But we got millions for condoms in Gaza, for diversity training in Burma, and for cowboy dancing lessons. And God knows what else. What is it going to take for you idiots and morons who vote Democrat to wake the fuck up? Wake up! Listen, man, if this kind of shit doesn't bother you, you are either mentally ill or you purposely want to see the destruction of the United States of America. There are people on the ICE Facebook page for ICE complaining and saying that the deportations are like the SS rounding up people in Nazi Germany. that comparison is so disgusting and sick and ugly. It almost makes me feel violent. Sometimes but I can't be like them, so I can't. But this is the diseased mind of a Democrat to take American law enforcement, who are finally allowed to enforce the law and deport people here illegally, and to compare that to Nazi thugs rounding up Jews so they can kill them in gas chambers. What sort of sick, filthy mind thinks like that? Huh? What sort of sick, filthy? Let me tell you something. I'm going to bring. I have a sort of. It's not a meme. It's all text. It's not a picture. But I have this thing that I used to post a lot in these forums, and it goes something like this. In U.S. politics, true evil has manifested itself as the Democrat Party because Democrats promote anti-Semitism. Oh, yes, they do. Look at those students on the college campuses, and look at the recent Chuck Schumer in the Senate blocked legislation that would have protected Netanyahu and stuff. So they promote anti-Semitism, which makes them far more like Nazis than Trump. They promote groomers, the sexualization of children in school. Why is that not the number one issue in America? Democrats sexualize children in school. They put porn in elementary schools. Okay, let me keep going. Infanticide, which is late-term abortion, murdering full-grown babies. Yes, they do. Marxism and socialism, it's right in the DEI. That's what equity is Marxism. Child genital mutilation, they call it gender affirmation surgery. But thank God Trump put the squash on that. Democrats want to mutilate the genitals of children just because some kid gets goofy one day and thinks he's a boy or a girl. My God, the evil. Okay, they're against free speech. We know Elon Musk sort of saved free speech in America, but open borders, destructive monetary and economic policies, high taxes. Oh, and remember how Kamala Harris promised to use taxpayer. You talk about wasting taxpayer dollars. You got condoms to Gaza. You got diversity training in Burma. You got cowboy dancing. And remember what Kamala wanted to do? She wanted to spend taxpayer money so that illegal aliens in American prisons could have sex change operations. These people have no respect for your money. They have no respect for you. They have no morals, no ethics, no decency. Why do you think good, upstanding people like Tulsi Gabbard, who serves her country in the military, joined flip parties? I can give you a list of people who have flipped parties. And then you take a man like RFK Jr. RFK Jr. RFK was in the White House, or he was in the Attorney General's office along with JFK. They helped, do I have to tell you the story? They helped the Cuban Missile Crisis. They did good things. He was assassinated, JFK, and his brother RFK were both assassinated. RFK Jr., the Kennedy, he couldn't even stay in the Democrat Party because they're so radical and extremist. He said, I can't hang with these people no more. I got to go. Now, he didn't become a Republican, but that's okay, because the point is he couldn't stay in the Democrat Party. And what is it going to take for you people to wake the fuck up? I don't understand. I tell you what, anybody who still remains in the Democrat Party is a sick, diseased individual. I find it hard to believe that after everything that has gone on and everything that's been in the news, that there are still people in America who don't know these things to be true. Maybe there's a few old folks in the old folks home, right, who have a picture of Harry Truman hanging over their bed or something. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe there's a few of them left, and I guess they can be excused because they're just out of the loop and don't know what's going on. But for the most part, everybody knows these things, and it is and here is the disgusting, rotted, degenerate cherry on this filthy cake. And that is that the mainstream media, these lying, fake news pieces of shit at ABC, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and CNN, and the New York Times, have covered up for all this shit for decades. Everything they covered it up. Or they would actually have the nerve to say that it's right-wing lies or propaganda. I tell you what, when Trump said that fake news is the enemy of America, he wasn't lying. Oh, and I haven't even gotten into how the Democrats perverted the justice. I went into that in my last video, so I'm not going to repeat myself. But they perverted and twisted and corrupted the justice system to try and take out Trump, just like some fascist Nazi would do. Oh, we can't beat him at the ballot box. We can't beat him at the ballot box, so we're going to try and throw him in jail. We're going to try to assassinate him. We're going to try and bankrupt him. We're going to destroy his family. Don't you love all those little fucking pieces of shit in social media who love to call Trump a felon? When we all know that the felony is fake and fraudulent, and it was all done for the purpose of knocking Trump out of the race. He's not a felon. If you think Trump's a felon, then you're a fucking idiot. You are a retarded. Yeah, I'm on one today, boy. I'm pissed. I can't take it no more. I just can't. The willingness of so many millions of Americans to abide by this fascist hate and lies and corruption of the Democrat Party. I'm telling you, let me tell you something, man. And I'm gonna cut this video short. I'm just gonna leave you with this one thought. First of all, two thoughts. First of all, I'm glad that the new White House spokesperson made a seat up front for the new media. I don't think she went far enough. The legacy fake news media needs to move to the back of the bus, and that front row needs to be filled with people who tell the truth. You should have Breitbart, Newsmax, OAN. You should have a representative from some of the different podcasters. That front row should be filled with the sources where most Americans go to and who tell the truth. The lying fake news sacks of shit who have been covering up for all these crimes. ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, they need to sit in the back of the press room. Don't just give one seat to the new media off to the side that they get to rotate through. No. You give them the whole fucking front row. Yeah. But anyway, here's the last thought that I want to leave you with. In Germany, at the end of World War II, the German government knew, or the West German government knew, that they created a free country, they created a republic, just like we're a republic, they created a republic. But they knew that there had to be one exception to the rule of freedom. There's always an exception, because sometimes shit just can't be abided. And that exception was that the Nazi Party and the Nazi symbolism in the Nazi Party was verboten in Germany, illegal, period. We cannot abide it. I mean, it's understandable. I mean, of course, that was like, you have freedom, you can start a political party, you can say what you want, but this one thing here, uh, not a Biden. Can't have it. We need to do that to the Democrat Party, because I tell you this, those fuckers, that fucking Democrat Party is responsible for so many crimes against humanity. You talk about 6 million Jews being killed by the Nazi. How many hundreds of millions of babies have been murdered and killed by the left, and their penchant for murdering children by abortion? They had slavery. They fought for slavery in the Civil War. The first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, he tried to get rid of slavery. It was the Democrats who fought for slavery. The Democrats fought for slavery. They created the KKK. They're essentially a terrorist organization. They've murdered babies by the hundreds of millions. They are currently involved in child genital mutilation and sexualizing children in schools, anti-Semitic. They are a criminal, corrupt, evil organization to the extent that would make Adolf Hitler crap his pants. He'd say, "Oh, geez, man, I'm a junior backseater compared to these fools." The Democrat Party needs to be illegalized, disbanded, and I would say that whatever assets they have, you could disperse to the African American community for reparations. And that'll knock out that issue right there, because they're the ones that are responsible. But I'm sick of it. Too much, way too much. It's just too much, man. I tell you this in closing, those Democrats cannot be allowed to ever win another election, ever. Good people of good morals, good ethics, godly people, traditional people, you need to do the same thing you did in this last election. Just go above and beyond. The Democrat Party needs to be crushed. Crushed. They are just as evil as the Nazi Party. And the hypocrisy of the fake news media to call Trump Hitler and Elon Musk Hitler, when it's the Democrats who, by word and deed and practice, are the true evil fascists in this country. It just can't abide it. Hear me now. Republicans, conservatives, independents, libertarians, get out and take over your cities, take over your schools, take over your towns, get elected to the school board, get elected to the mayorship, get elected to the city council. If you can't do that, then start organizations like Moms for Liberty and other organizations, or maybe even run for state seat and all the way up, go to the U.S. Congress, whatever. Get out there and do and crush these evil, satanic, disgusting Democrats. They got to go. It's a war, man. The war is on. The war is on. And we can't lose. This once great experiment in human freedom and liberty, the exceptional nation inspired by God, where it is enshrined in our documents that our liberties and freedoms do not come from man, they come from God. And it is the duty of government to protect him. We cannot let this experiment fail and just fade into history. And in generations, hundreds of years in the future, would never know we existed. And they'll be living in a dark age of authoritarianism, socialism, and all manner of evil. It can't be allowed to happen. We cannot let this experiment, this young 270-year-old experiment, to fail. We can't allow it. That's the morning message. Have a great day, great Americans. Please subscribe to my Substack page. It's in the description of this video. And I will see you in the next great American video. Adios, muchachos.